Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 5th Annual Ferret Awards show, live on Twitch and YouTube this year. That's right, live on Twitch and YouTube for the first time, really. It is an honor to once again come to you live through the power of the internet to give you all what you deserve, the true fan-nominated and fan-voted award show that we all know and love. So let's take a minute here to set the scene. Set the scene here, folks. If you're listening to this on the podcast, YouTube or Spotify after it's done, we're live streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Yemmy the Ferret, or on YouTube at Yemmy the Ferret. So you might hear sound effects, applause, funny things being said by people who I know or maybe don't know, possibly even ReactBot, who, give me 1 second, I'm going to add him to the screen. I forget what he is. Is he
his rear is so wide.
I'm trying to see. I forget where he is. I don't remember where he is. Well, you'll still hear him. He just won't pop up, I guess. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. It is an exciting day, something that has been in the works for a couple of months now, through the nomination period, and of course through the voting period. And then, as well, the other day I was working for about 8 hours on the show itself, which it did take a little while. It did take a little while, but we are here and we are live.
I just want to say to the haters, stay mad and stay broke.
So the only thing that I request of the audience is when the award videos are being shown, please do not do any sound commands or ReactBot reactions. I would very much appreciate that. That way the presentations go off without a hitch, as you can hear what's happening. So, once again, folks, I appreciate you all. Welcome into the chat. Yes, also, please no shout-outs during the show as well. They are not here in this scene, but we might still hear them. So please none of that. But you can do sound effects, and you can do ReactBot reactions if you want to during when I'm talking, just not when the presentation is on the screen. Please and thank you. But welcome in, everyone. Congratulations to General Obi-Wan Kenobi for being first on Twitch, and I believe that Callus was first on YouTube. Welcome in. Also welcome in Greedy Waffles and D&D Lucy and Marie. Welcome in, Marie. I'm going to give people a little bit of extra time to get in today. So I'm just gonna talk about what am I gonna talk about? I'm gonna say, wow, this year was great. We had a good amount of people fill out the voting sheets. The nomination period was a little bit concerning because there was only like 5 responses in general, and in those 5 responses, a lot of the games were the same. But then later on, we got a couple more that helped fill the sheet out. Now, the Ferret Awards is my baby, and I love it so much, and I do put heart and soul into it. So I appreciate everyone who helps out by either submitting their presentation audio or by voting and nominating. It all helps out me, makes it so it is more so a community thing rather than just a me thing. Because when the Ferret Awards started, it was pretty much just me, right? It was just me doing all, like, I would make the voting sheet from the games that I liked, and then I would do the presentation, and that was it, And in these 5 years, it has evolved into something that is very much just everyone's involved. And I like to say this year the the voting sheet was 98% you guys, about 2% me, which is the ratio that I prefer, more so on you guys so that your stuff gets in here. And a lot of times the stuff that you guys nominate are also, is also going to be, stuff that I would have nominated anyway. So, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's good.
His rear is so wide.
It is. So, while people are funneling in, we do have two categories that are me centered, which is favorite Twitch clip and favorite game that I streamed from 2025. And this will also be a good audio test as well. Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. We're going to go ahead and we are going to... I know that ReactBot hasn't left the screen. Because this is a different scene, I don't have it set up so that ReactBot leaves, okay? He's going to just be there. So if you use him, he's there. If you don't feel like you're going to use him, I can hide him, but I can't make him come in or not come in. Okay? These are things I already know. Thank you, though. So anyway, let's get started with the first category for the presentation, which is... What is your favorite clip from Yemmy the Ferret in 2025? Let's freaking go. Let's go. Are your nominees for? Okay, what did I say? I said, please do not do sound commands while the presentations are going. Thank you. Thank you. Here are your nominees for the favorite Yemmy the Ferret Twitch clip of 2025. The plane isn't moving. This plane isn't moving. Look outside. The mountains aren't moving. Wait, look at that. The plane isn't moving. What does Callus say? What does Callus say when he sees Garfield on screen, huh?
Daddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. We all soiled our undies. Ravel Valet. Velvet? Ravi. Oh my god. Holy smokes. Oh, okay. Woo, okay, all right. Callus is clipping that. Mamma mia.
I just soiled me undies.
Chocolate frog back bling.
Chocolate frog back bling in Fortnite. It's the world we live in, guys. All right, back in 2023.
What?
Lords of the Fallen surprised and impressed players
Chocolate
with
frog
combat,
back
fantasy
bling?
world building, and
Oh my god! Sonic 2? Just for fun, let's see what we would have gotten next. Just for shits and giggles. If it's Sonic 2, I might just end stream right here. Good night, everybody! Good night, everybody! Woo! Yes. Scary, that one. Scary. That's not scary. Ooh! Oh! Oh! And the winner is... We all soiled our undies. Let's go. The favorite clip of the year, winning by a margin of 6-3 for the next clip, is We All Soiled Our Undies. That was during the Time Splitters stream. It was a very over-sexualized game, of course, but it was a fun time, and the undies clip did it for everyone. But there you go. We all soiled our undies. Coming in at second place, was Chocolate Frog Back Bling. And then tied for third, it's a three-way tie. We have What Does Callus Say? Yes, Scary, that one. And Sonic 2. And coming in last is The Plane Isn't Moving, which, it's fine. It's fine. But all great clips on their own. And, very, very fun there. Welcome in, Annual Ferret. Hope you're doing fantastic today. All right. So let me know, was the audio okay for that? I hope the audio was okay for that. I'm going to load up I'm gonna load up the next clip here. All right, folks. We're gonna move on to the next category, which is the favorite game that me, Yemmy the Ferret, streamed in 2025. Let's frackin' go. Here are the nominees for the favorite game that Yemmy the Ferret streamed in 2025. Pokémon Sword. Red Dead Redemption 2. Sonic Frontiers. Garfield's Spooky Scavenger Hunt. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Star Fox Zero. And the winner is... what other than Red Dead Redemption 2? That's right, folks. Red Dead Redemption 2 has won. I think this was one that y'all could see coming, but in a very close second place was Sonic 3 and Knuckles, followed by a tie for Pokemon Sword and Garfield's Spooky Scavenger Hunt. Man, you know, that 1 hour, not even 1 hour game had some fans out there. But yes, Red Dead 2, I mean, this one was also probably my favorite game that we streamed this year. Not only was I able to really get into that southern accent.
We love to see it.
Yes, we do love to see it. Not only did I get to go into the southern accent all the time, but I also got to wear my cowboy hat for the duration. I think that it also was a very good, longer game to stream too. It had a fantastic story to it and all that stuff. So yeah, once again, Red Dead 2, easy win there in my opinion. I think even if someone didn't watch me stream it, they go, oh, what is the best game that he streamed? Oh yeah, I mean, out of all these games, it's probably going to be Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, very fun there. I hope y'all enjoyed that as well. Next up, though, we have another category. Of course, we have about 27 categories in total. We're only at number 3, so let's get going. This is the Still Playing Award, the award that goes to a game that we collectively are still playing from years past. Lots of good nominees for this category as well. Let's see what wins. Here are the nominees for the Still Playing Award. Pokémon TCG Pocket. Final Fantasy 14. Balatro. The Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. And the winner is... yes, the winner is Pokémon TCG Pocket. This one I was a bit of a shock to me, honestly. But yes, a lot of us are still playing Pokemon TCG, of course. I think that it is still one of the most popular mobile apps right now, and it did kind of lose me there for a little bit, as you know from listening to the podcast. But it did bring me right back in with the Mega Evolutions. I think they really balanced everything out quite well. And yeah, Pokemon. I'll be shipping out the trophy to the Pokemon company. Toot sweet. But yeah, what games will be nominated for next year? We don't know until we get through the year for the Still Playing Award. But a good lineup of games. Final Fantasy XIV, that is like the one that Nomad nominates every single year. Maybe one year it'll win, but right now it will not. And then my edition was Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, which did get, I believe, second place on this list at 3 votes. Tied with Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. So actually a tie for second place, and then a tie for third place for Final Fantasy XIV and Balatro. So at least everything got a vote there, which you'll love to see. All right. We are going to go ahead and get this next category out of the way, and it features a special guest. Let's jump right in.
Hello, this is Lucy, or D&D Lucy, as you know me on Twitch. I usually hang out in Yemmy's streams, I hang out in his discords, and I cause chaos for him whenever I can. In this year, I will be presenting the worst fucking games of 2025. And the nominees are Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, Killing Floor 3, Mind's Eye, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, and EA Sports College Football 26. And the winner is...
More like the loser is Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7 is the big loser this year. Coming in with a total of 7 votes for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Nice. You love it when it works out like that. But yeah, so that was the worst game of the year. The second place winner was Mind's Eye, which I do believe they did fix that game up, and maybe possibly will play it in the future. But as you know, this year, if you're looking at this year, Mind's Eye was definitely one of the worst reviewed games this year by a lot of people. And then coming in at third place was Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which I didn't mind. I thought the experience was fine. I thought it was, of course, a bit overpriced, but you know, it was fine for the most part. And then coming in in fourth place was EA Sports College Football 26 with only 1 vote. And then with no votes was Killing Floor 3, so maybe it shouldn't have even been here in the first place. But hey, you know, I think Black Ops 7 definitely earned its spot here today. It just seems like that is easily the worst game that I played this year. And, you know, compared to the other Black Ops games, I guess it isn't really that far in a dip of quality. But at the same time, I felt like Black Ops 7 was much, much worse. And of course, if you stick around for later today, you'll be able to hear my full thoughts on Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. So stick around for that. Yeah, those are the games there, and then Black Ops 7 is the loser. I'll call him the loser. How's it going today, Chaz? Hope you're doing well. There was 1 vote for EA Sports College Football. And yeah, there was no votes for Killing Floor 3. I will not reveal who put games where. I know I did that with Nomad, but Nomad knows that he's the only one who puts Final Fantasy 14. All right, the next category is Best DLC Update and or Content Drop. let's go ahead and jump right in with that. Here are your nominees for Best DLC, Update, or Content Drop. Lies of P, Overture. No Man's Sky, Voyager's Update.
Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Island, and Emerald Rush Mode. Sonic Racing, Cross Worlds, SpongeBob SquarePants Pack. And the winner is, with a commanding lead of 9 votes, Lies of P Overture wins this round of voting for best DLC. And I mean, honestly, who can say otherwise? You know, it's practically a full game. That was added on to Lies of P. So there we go. That was a commanding win there. No Man's Sky Voyager update came in and at second, and in third was Sonic Racing Cross Worlds SpongeBob SquarePants DLC pack, which is actually quite surprising. You may have noticed that the audio for Mario Party Jamboree was very weird, and that's because the name of the game was so long. It took me longer than 8 seconds to say the full name of the game, which I did not want to skimp out, because I could have been like, oh, it's just Mario Party, Jamboree plus Jamboree TV. I could have just said that, but no, the full title is actually Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. And yes, that took me longer than 8 seconds to say, so I had to speed up the audio. So it was a little bit of a funny moment, but I decided, you know what, instead of redoing it, I'm just gonna make it kind of loosey goosey, kind of funny. But yeah,
A man of culture, I see.
I know it, ReactBot. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, no votes. Actually, I should say 1 vote each went to Mario Party Jamboree and Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. I didn't feel like either of those were going to win. The No Man's Sky update was probably the one that I thought maybe could get close to Lies of P, but at the end of the day, Lies of P was the overall winner here by a large margin. So, people were very happy about that update or DLC. So there we go. All right. Let's move on to the next one, which is Best Remaster or Remake. Let's see who the nominees were. Here are your nominees for Best Remaster or Remake. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Gears of War Reloaded. And the winner is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. That's right. It won by a margin of 1 point to take the win here. I think that was pretty much the only competition for this one was the Ivalice Chronicles, which I said correctly for the first time ever when recording this, because I was like, I can't say this one wrong. Okay, we have to do it right here. But yeah, the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater won by 1 point against Final Fantasy Tactics, and coming in third was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, and with 1 vote each was Gears of War Reloaded and Donkey Kong Country Returns. The Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, honestly, not a great nomination, but I decided to put it in there because I was like, sure, why not? It's a little bit different here. I mean, I thought the game was good. I mean, but the base game is good anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But yes, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I did not get to play this one this year, even though I did buy it. I did not get to play this one this year, and I do hope to play it sometime in the future. But as of right now, it's going to sit on my shelf while new games pour in. Yeah, Tony Hawk would have won if it was Best Music Award. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't nominated for that, but I don't think it was also available to be nominated for that because it was technically an older game. There's a little bit of like stipulation behind that, right? Like, should a remaster or remake be in those types of awards? And in my opinion, it's a case-by-case basis. And maybe Tony Hawk would have gotten to the Best Soundtrack Award if someone nominated it, but we do have some good nominations for the soundtrack category anyway. All right, next up, folks, is the Best Early Access title. And this one also had a pretty big winner. Let's go ahead and see who were the nominees. Here are your nominees for the Best Early Access title. Peak. Schedule 1. Repo. Two XKO. Super Fantasy Kingdom. And the winner is, by another large margin, Peak was the winner for the Best Early Access Award by it had 9 votes to the next one being Repo at 5 votes. So Peak with a nice win here. Repo with a respectable second place win. And then tied for third place was 2XKO and Schedule 1. There were no votes for Super Fantasy Kingdom, which was a bit of a sleeper hit there, I guess I would say. Peak obviously took the internet by storm this year. It's hard to not say, that probably was the best early access game. And I also, Repo was also really big during, the October scene, and probably, more like September, October, because it was kind of more of a horror game, kind of in the same vein as other games where you collect something and take it back with you, and there's a monster or whatever in the area. But, Peak was a really fun time. And, I think it deserves the win here. And like I said, it's a respectable second place for Repo. 92 Oso, how you doing today? Repo slapped, but Peak wasn't bad either. Yeah, I got to agree. I haven't played Repo yet, but the gameplay that I've seen of other people playing it, of course, it looks pretty fun. It's just not really my type of game. On the Indie Hangout podcast, one of the members of that podcast, Kronos, really loves Repo. If he had voted here, maybe this would have been a closer margin, but that did not happen. So yeah, Peak with the win there, with like I said, a commanding win, but also, a respectable second place for Repo. A respectable second place. All right, up next is the Best Strategy/Puzzle Game category with a special guest.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, at the Ferret Awards 2025. This is General Kenobi, who hasn't even know, if you've seen Star Wars, a Jedi, and I like to fight the Sith Lords because only a Sith deals in absolutes. But other than that, I love this particular category because it contains my favorite genre, which is Best Strategy Puzzle Game. And the nominees are Blueprints, Dispatch. Master of Command. Split Fiction. The Science of Blake Manor. And the winner is...
The winner is Blue Prince. Blue Prince with 7 votes on it. Blue Prince wins that one. And as for like a puzzle game, like that was probably one of the better puzzle games that came out this year. Maybe not so much a strategy game, but definitely a puzzle game. In second place, we have another tie between Split Fiction and Dispatch, both of them with 3 votes each. And then at third place, we have the Seance of Blake Manor. And in fourth place, we have Master of Command. So not too bad of a split there between these games. But yeah, Blue Prince was definitely one of those ones that was very, very much loved by the wider gaming audience. Plus, I think the fact that it was on Game Pass also helped it a lot as well. People played it who weren't really maybe knowing what it was. I didn't know really what it was when I first played it either. And even though I had my share of frustrations with it, it ended up being a very fun experience. So, Blue Prince, definitely a good win there in the strategy and puzzle category. Maztec Gaming, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing fantastic. All right, so that was Best Strategy and Puzzle Game. Now it is time for something completely different, and that would be the Best Shooter category, the Best Shooter Game category. And this category has a super secret special guest attached to it. So super secret that I did not want to reveal who it was back when I was saying like who had chosen which categories, because it's a person we haven't heard from on this channel in quite some time. So let's go ahead and hear the nominees for Best Shooter Game.
Hello there, my name is Tim Rules. I'm your average IT, history, and games nerd with a very strong love for, by now, some of the older FPS games. I'm beaming my voice halfway across the world to help my favorite ferret present this year's Ferret Awards. The category which I'm presenting to you is Best Shooter Game. The nominees are Battlefield 6, Borderlands 4, Doom, The Dark Ages, Chronos, The New Dawn, and Cleared Hot. And the winner for Best Shooter Game of 2025 is
Battlefield 6 by a smaller margin than you would expect next to Doom the Dark Ages. But yes, Battlefield 6 wins the Best Shooter Game category. And who's to say that it's not the best shooter of the year? I mean, a lot of people might say that nowadays, but back when Battlefield 6 was in beta mode, it was a gem of a game. Not sure what happened when it came to the full release. It's still fun, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's definitely not my favorite shooter this year, but it is still a very fun multiplayer experience. And yeah, that wins with a total of 7 votes on that one. Doom the Dark Ages coming in second place with 5 votes, and then Chronos the New Dawn in third place with 2 votes. And tied for fourth place is Cleared Hot and Borderlands 4. I think that this was also another good category of games. Borderlands, this is actually Borderlands' only nomination this year is for Best Shooter Game. So, if there's any category that I thought Borderlands might might be nominated for. I was kind of thinking this category because the gunplay is pretty good in that. But Battlefield 6, obviously, being a first-person shooter, being a massive multiplayer game, it's a good experience for the most part. And I have my annoyances with it, of course. But what are you gonna do? You can't force people to not use sniper rifles on every single map. Then that would just make it not fun for other people. Anywho. Let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is Best Sports Game with a special guest.
What's going on, everybody out there in Yemmy the Ferret Land? My name is Nomad Eric. You can find me over on Twitch and YouTube at the Nomad, or Twitch at Nomad Eric. I stream a variety of content such as JRPGs, RPGs, and the like, especially multiplayer games. But one thing I don't always stream is sports games, because I like to live my fantasies in private. And that's exactly what sports games are, folks. They are fantasies. They are magical. They allow you to exhibit the body of an athlete when you no longer can. And I can assure you, I no longer can. But guys, I am here to give away the award, the 2025 Best Sports Game of the Year, and the nominees are WWE 2K25, NBA 2K26, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Rematch, Mario Kart World, and the winner is,
by a steep margin, the winner is Mario Kart World, with over 50% of the votes exactly, coming in at 8 votes for this game. The second closest was Sonic Racing Cross Worlds with 4, and then tied for third was WWE and Rematch. NBA did not get any votes in this category, which is pretty crazy. But I personally would disagree with this one. But when there's so many people voting for it, it's hard to really make a case that Sonic Racing Cross World should have won this one. So I will just, I'll sit back and say, hey, Mario Kart World, good win, strong win. Also won this category at the Game Awards this year with Jeff Keighley, or last year with Jeff Keighley. And I was really hoping that, maybe Sonic Racing Cross Worlds would get a little bit more hype. Maybe people would be like, yeah, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a better game. And I'll talk about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds later in this episode. But as of right now, just know Mario Kart World, kind of disagree with this one, but also at the same time, with how many votes it got, is hard to make a case against it. So congratulations, Mario Kart World. And once again, thank you to the presenters who took their time to record stuff for me. I very much appreciate it. I know it's not the hardest thing to do, but I do appreciate everyone who recorded audio for me. Speaking of recording audio, let's go ahead and move on to the next category. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to read this by 920 here. I want to embody an athlete as he chooses Wario. Wah! we have a Wario command here, right?
Oh my God!
Oh, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which also features a special guest. I wonder who.
Hello, Greedy Waffles here. Some of you know me by being in the Twitch chat of Yemmy the Ferret or streaming when Just Callous allows me to. I do a lot of chatting in the NFL section about the Cleveland Browns and Yemmy the Ferret Discord, so if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions on that, head over there. If not, you also know me just by general chatting in Twitch of our well-known friends. Today I'm presenting the category of Best Roguelike or Roguelite. Here are the nominees. Blueprints. Ball X Pit. Hades 2. Elden Ring Night Rain. Nine Kings. Appreciate you, Yemmy, for the 5th Ferret Awards. Please let us know what the winner is right now.
Hades 2 is the big winner. In this category. It was actually a pretty divided category, in all honesty. Hades 2 only winning by 2 points. The second closest being Ball Pit, and the third one being Elden Ring Night Rain. I think this was another pretty stacked category. I mean, all these games deserve to be here in one way or another. Personally, haven't played Hades 2 in its 1.0 version yet, but I do know that it was a very popular game. And I mean, my vote obviously goes to Ball Pit. I think Ball X Pit is one of the better roguelites of the year, but also Elden Ring Night Rain is one of the games I spent the most time in this year for various reasons, and also one of the only games that I 100%ed this year. So yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a divide here. Blueprints only getting 2 points for this one, 2 votes for this one, but it did win that best puzzle game, but maybe it wasn't the best roguelite, and I kind of agree with that. I think the roguelite elements in Blueprints do hold it back just a little bit, but for the most part, I think this is a really good lineup of games. Nine Kings coming in last place with 1 vote there. Not too shabby, but yeah, Hades 2, pretty much a powerhouse in this category in a lot of different ways, and it also won best, I believe it won best, what did it win at the Game Awards? I don't even remember what it won at the Game Awards. You know what? It doesn't matter, because this is not the Game Awards. This is the Ferret Awards. Who cares about the L of a show that is the Game Awards? Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is Best Platformer. Here are your nominees for Best Platformer: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Ruffy and the Riverside, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide, Sword of the Sea, and the winner is... Tied for the most votes in any category this year is Donkey Kong Bonanza for Best Platformer. That is right, folks. And my golly gee gosh, 10 votes is, like I said, it's tied with the game with the most votes this year, as another game with most votes this year. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza with 10 votes, totally dominating the category over all these other games. But coming in at second place was Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. In third place was SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. Okay! Fourth place was Sword of the Sea. And in last place with no votes was Ruffy and the Riverside. But yeah, that was a dominant performance by Donkey Kong Bonanza. Personally, I totally agree. Best platform of the year, a very great game. Very much enjoyed my time with it, and yeah. Okay. There you go. That's the right one. And yeah, I mean, this is a game that I keep coming back to as well. If I get too bored with like Pokemon or something like that, I'll boot up Donkey Kong for a little bit, find a few extra bananas here and there. Yeah, it's just a really fun time, really good platformer. So yeah, that is that, folks. Best platformer, Donkey Kong Bonanza. But who else could it really be? All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next category, featuring a special guest.
What's going on, guys? It's Maz from Maz Tech Gaming. I'm a content creator and streamer on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm here to announce the best RPG JRPG. And the nominees are Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Digimon, Storytime Stranger. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Burden of Command. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And the winner is...
Prepare to hear this name a lot this coming up here. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, takes the win here with a total of 8 points. A very nice win for a game that maybe is the best RPG of the year. It certainly seems like it, being voted by you all. But yes, Claire Obscure comes in at first place. In second place was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Third place was Digimon Storytime Stranger. And tied for fourth place was Burden of Command and Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Funny thing happened when I was editing this video. I accidentally grabbed the Japanese version of the Like a Dragon logo, and I didn't notice it until I was doing my final check-throughs of the videos, and I was like, well, oh shit, gotta change that real quick. Best RPG there goes to Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. As you know, as I've said before, I think if we're talking about RPG, like what's the best RPG of the year? I mean, Claire Obscure won, and congratulations to Claire Obscure, but I mean, there is another game on this list that is a bit more RPG than this. But anyway, good showing there by the contestants, the nominees here. Very much appreciate you, Maz, for doing the presentation for this one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is... Here are your nominees for Best Action Adventure Game. Split Fiction. Dynasty Warriors Origins. Hollow Knight Silksong. South of Midnight. Ghost of Yote. And the winner is Hollow Knight Silksong is the winner here, and this was a pretty close vote, all things considered, I would say. Hollow Knight Silksong coming in with 6 votes to become the first place winner. In second place was Split Fiction with 4 votes, and Dynasty Warriors Origins in third place with 3 votes. The rest here, Ghost of Yote, fourth place with 2 votes, and South of Midnight with 1 vote there at the end. Once again, a strong category filled with a lot of great games. Personally, I think I enjoyed Dynasty Warriors a bit more than Split Fiction, even though I rated them the same. But at the end of the day, Hollow Knight Silksong, definitely enjoyed the experience. Maybe not as much as the original game, but it definitely seems to have taken the world by storm. Oh, yes. But yeah, there you go. Hollow Knight Silksong takes the win there. nothing really too much else to say about that one. So let's just go right into the next category, which is... Here are your nominees for Best Gameplay. The First Berserker, Kazan. Doom, The Dark Ages. Clair Obscure, Expedition 33. Dying Light, The Beast. Donkey Kong, Bonanza. And the winner is... In first place with its first win is Doom, The Dark Ages for Best Gameplay. That was a 7-vote win there, closely followed by Donkey Kong Bonanza in second place. In third place was Clair Obscure Expedition 33, and tied for fourth was Dying Light the Beast and The First Berserker Kazan. This is another category that I also struggled to pick which game was the best here in this category for me personally, but of course the people voted and Doom the Dark Ages was chosen. And I can see why. The gameplay in general is very fun with the parrying and the multiple weapons and the more open world approach to the experience. And I know it was a bit divisive here and there for a lot of people, but for me and I guess for the community, Doom the Dark Ages takes the win here for best gameplay. All right. To counter that, let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is kind of included in gameplay, and that is...
Hi, my name is Odom. I'm a variety streamer with the occasional art stream on the side. My favorite game genres include RPGs, puzzle games, and action games. Speaking of action games, I'm here to present the nominees for Best Combat. And the nominees are Battlefield 6, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, The First Berserker Kazan, Doom, The Dark Ages, Hades 2. And the nominees are... There you go, buddy.
Oh, Odom. He forgot to record the 2 for Hades and the the final part, which was supposed to be the winner is. But the winner is Hades 2 on that one. Hades 2 wins that one for...
His rear is so wide.
With five votes there, Hades 2 wins. In second place, a close second place, which I thought was going to win, was The First Berserker Kazan. And then coming in at third place was Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Fourth place, tied for fourth place, was Doom, The Dark Ages, and Battlefield 6. Like I said, you're probably going to be hearing a couple of games a lot during this these next few, the next presentations here. But that's just how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. But yeah, Best Combat went to Hades 2. And next year, Odom will get it next year. He'll get it next year. He'll do it 100% right next year. But I just love how it's like Hades 2. Because I had to talk to him on his stream, and I was like, hey, can you just say these 2 lines for me, please? These 2 things for me. So that's why you also heard like Hollow Knight in the background, because he was playing Hollow Knight at the same time. But just the quirky nature of the Ferret Awards, of course. All right. What's our next category? I also forgot that Odom had done this category. So I apologize for not saying that there was a special guest. But then that's also a surprise for you, right? Well, this time I'm not going to forget. There's a special guest for this next category, and it is...
Hey everyone, it's Tay from Taymation Studios and Film Freaks, here to present Best Multiplayer. And the nominees are Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, King of Meat, Orcs Must Die, Death Trap, Peak, and the winner is...
Elden Ring Night Rain is the winner on this one, and it's a bit of an odd pie graph because 2 games on this list did not get any votes, which is pretty crazy.
Go.
So that makes it a kind of a unique pie graph on this one. But yes, Elden Ring Night Rain takes the win for best multiplayer, and boy, howdy. Elden Ring did have a nice multiplayer experience to it. It wasn't as convoluted as other Souls games and from Software. But yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain with 50% of the votes there, 7 votes in total for that. And then coming in second place was Battlefield 6 with 5 votes, and Peak in third place with 2 votes. And then Orcs Must Die and King of Meat did not get any votes, even though I enjoyed my time with Orcs Must Die, and King of Meat was a fun jaunt. I don't know if I'll ever get back to it, but it was a fun little jaunt. I would agree the best multiplayer experience this year was Night Rain, and Battlefield 6 is a fun multiplayer experience as well, but yeah, there's just something about Night Rain, the cooperative nature in the Souls genre there that... definitely spoke to me and a lot of people there. So, yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain with the win there. All right, folks. This next one has a special guest, and I also hope that I cut this properly to not have a copyright claim, but we shall see. What's the next category? Take it away, Squidaddy.
Hey everyone, I'm Squidaddy, Yemmy the Ferret's favorite dessert after a nice steaming fish au fillet. And I'll be presenting Best Single Song. And the nominees are Clear Blue Sky from Lies of P, Overture DLC. Never Ending Night from Deltarune, Chapters 3+4. Lumiere Alaub from Clair Obscure, Expedition 33. To the Wilder by Woodkid from Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Kong Bonanza theme, Donkey Kong Bonanza. And the winner is...
Boy, folks, this was a close one, but the winner is Lies of P Overture with its song, Clear Blue Sky. Wow. This was the most. I should say this was the closest of the categories by a long shot. Pretty much every single game or every single song was separated by about 1 vote. I mean, it's literally a first place victory for Liza P, a tie for second place with Donkey Kong Bonanza and Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, and then in third place was Claire Obscure X-Men33's song. And no votes for Neverending Night, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a very close margin here for all 4 of these games. And I think that, Liza P won the best single song last year as well. And yeah, clear blue sky here. And now I wonder why some people voted for this song. Maybe because it has the word blue in it. I don't know. My personal choice for best song from a video game this year was To the Wilder by Woodkid from Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. I think it's just a beautiful song. But it's also a song that I had to cut short because last time I put that song into an episode of Ferret 64, it got the episode claimed and taken down from Spotify. So I wanted to make sure I just did a short snippet there. So hopefully it will stay up. And if it doesn't, I'll cry myself to sleep. But yeah, I mean, it's always a fun category to see what songs you guys think are the best from the year. And yeah, it's a great category, strong category as usual. And of course, that's not the end of our music categories, because next up we have a special presenter for Best Soundtrack.
Hello, how you do? This is Ray from Ray of Positivity on Twitch, also known as Ray from the Film Freaks with a Z podcast, and I'm here to announce Best Soundtrack. And the nominees are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Doom The Dark Ages, Donkey Kong Bonanza, South of Midnight, and Mario Kart World. And the winner is...
For Best Soundtrack, the winner is Claire Obscure Expedition 33, winning this one by a slightly large margin here with 7 votes, getting to the first place. Tied for second place was Mario Kart World and Doom the Dark Ages, and then coming in at third was South of Midnight, with Donkey Kong Bonanza getting 0 votes, which is kind of insane to me personally, but... it's hard to say that Claire Obscure should not win this category because the music in Claire Obscure ranged from beautiful to goofy to everything in between. So there was a lot of variety in there in Claire Obscure. I think Mario Kart World is a strong second place contender for me. I think the soundtrack for Mario Kart World is one of the best for racing games out there. Doom the Dark Ages, even though it's not the original composer from Doom and Doom Eternal, it still sounded very good, very fun game. South of Midnight had a lot of beautiful music to it as well. I really enjoyed a lot of those songs. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, of course, is a very musical game, and I really enjoyed all the Bonanza themes for that song, for that game. But here we are, Claire Obscure X-Men33 winning it for Best Soundtrack. Which, like I said, it's hard to not choose that one. And we have one more category for something related to audio, and that is, well, Best Audio Design. Let's see who the nominees are. Here are your nominees for Best Audio Design. Battlefield 6. Doom: The Dark Ages. The First Berserker: Kazan. Death Stranding 2: On the Beach. Dying Light, The Beast. And the winner is... by a close margin. The winner was Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, winning it by 1 vote. Wow, what a close victory this was for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. In second place was Battlefield 6. Third place, Doom the Dark Ages. Fourth place, the first Berserker Kazan. And with 0 votes, Dying Light, The Beast. But yes, Death Stranding 2 ekes out a victory here. And yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with this one. Death Stranding 2 had amazing sound design. Even though Battlefield 6 has good sound design, I think it's great sound design as well. Yeah, I think Death Stranding 2 kind of edges it out for me personally in this category. But very strong showing by the games here. Lots of good audio design, of course, in all these games too. So, you know, it's hard to... It was a hard choice between them, but it looks like Death Stranding 2 on the Beach takes the dub here in this category. Next up is a personal favorite category of mine, and that is... Here are your nominees for the game that left you speechless. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Elden Ring, Night Rain. And Roger. Dispatch. South of Midnight. And the winner is... Of course, the winner is Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. A pretty large margin of a win here with 8 votes in total. And yes, I mean, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 had several jaw-dropping moments in the game. Moments that left you speechless, I would say. Elden Ring, Night Rain coming in at second place with 4 votes. Also a game that you could say left you speechless. You know, some of those boss fights were pretty cool. Lots of cool moments in there. And then in third place is Dispatch with 2 votes. And tied for fourth place is And Roger and South of Midnight. All these games that I've played had very good moments in them that, yeah, left me speechless. So I think that this was a good category this year. Lots of good nominees this year. But, yeah, I mean, when a game has more than one moment that makes you go, oh, what? You know, it's of course it's going to win the category. So there you go. Another win for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Not a total sweep, though. But let's see if it keeps winning with this next category, which is another one that I personally enjoy a lot. Here are your nominees for Most Unique Experience. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Mario Kart World. South of Midnight. Blue Prince. Wander Stop. And the winner is... Another very close margin, but the win goes to Blue Prince in first place with 1 more vote over the second place winner, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And coming in third place is Mario Kart World with no votes, was Wander Stop and South of Midnight. But yeah, this is a pretty. I mean, I would say this is a bit of an upset win for this category with Blueprints winning the category here. But I would say that Blueprints does something that I don't think any game has done before. And you can say that Clair Obscur, it's a JRPG, turn-based JRPG at the end of the day. And Mario Kart World is really just Mario Kart in an open world setting, right? So if we're going to talk about the most unique experience, I think that Blueprints definitely deserved the win here because it definitely was the most unique out of all the games on this list. Second would be Wanderstop for me in terms of uniqueness. I feel like Wanderstop being a team-making game where you play as a warrior who's choosing not or can't fight anymore. It was a very unique experience there. And then, South of Midnight, Clair Obscur, and Mario Kart World. I feel like they are unique games, sure, but maybe not the most unique games compared to the other ones on the list. But still, a good category here. Very close win there for Blueprints, but a fine win indeed. All right, this next category had a bit of a funny thing happen with a special guest. Let's see what it is.
Hello everyone, Acid here. I'm a VTuber that streams art, animation, and games, all from my magical starship. Best visuals and or graphics. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
And the winner is... He forgot to record that last line, so I had to do it for him. But the winner is Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong with a total of 7 votes, beating out the rest of the games on the list here. Second place was Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And coming in third place was Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and tied for fourth was Donkey Kong Bonanza and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I think all these games have great visual presentation, amazing graphics. I think that there is a lot here to like about all these games in terms of the graphics department. Personal pick here was Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I feel like it just looks so realistic at times. But yeah, Hollow Knight Silksong also has a very nice visual style to it. I think Shinobi Art of Vengeance is a bit of a sleeper game on this list. I think it is a very nice looking game. I did not get to play it this year myself, but the visual style definitely caught my eye. And I think all these games deserve to be on here, but Hollow Knight Silksong takes the win there. And yes, I tried to do my best Acid impersonation at the end there, and I think I did pretty good. But at that point, it was too late for me to try and get him to record the line. But I think it worked out for the best. I think it worked out pretty well. All right. Next up, we have a special guest all the way from across the pond. Take it away.
Shemai, Player2 here, the once upon a time chipmunk streamer, but nowadays I simply make TikToks and play Pokemon TCG. It is a tough life, but someone has to do it. But less about that and more about why I'm here today, and that is to present an award at the 5th Annual Ferret Awards 2025. The award I'm presenting is Best Performance, and the nominees are Jennifer English as Mael in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox as Gustav in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Erika Ishii as Atsu in Ghost of Yote, Troy Baker as Higgs in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And Aaron Paul as Mecha Man / Robert Robertson in Dispatch. And the winner is...
This might be an upset of the century, folks, because Aaron Paul has won for his role in Dispatch as Mecha Man / Robert Robertson, beating out the, just the sweep of Jennifer English as Mael in Claire Obscure. I really was feeling like Claire Obscure was going to take a win here, but Aaron Paul takes the win. And take notes, the Game Awards, because I do count every game from the year in 2025. I do not etch out December. There are still games from December that deserve to be in here. But yes, first place went to Aaron Paul. Second place, tied actually, was Erika Ishii and Jennifer English. And in third place was Charlie Cox for Gustav. And in last place was Troy Baker for his role as Higgs. And now there was a nomination for Troy Baker as Indiana Jones, but that was last year, so I could not add it to this list. So that is why you did not see Troy Baker as Indiana Jones, but I thought that it was a good replacement to put him for his role as Higgs in Death Stranding 2, because he also did a great job there as well. But Aaron Paul, amazing in Dispatch. He did such a great job there, really embodied that character. But also Jennifer English, amazing role as Mael. Erika Ishii, good job as Atsu. And Charlie Cox obviously had a phenomenal role in Claire Obscure as well. Also, there was more than 2 nominations for Claire Obscure characters, but I chose to take off I just was like, I can't just have the thing be all Claire Obscure characters. Like, I can't do that. So I decided to take the 2 that had the most votes and put them in here, and then round out the rest of the category. So there you go. Thank you to P2 for doing that. It's every once in a while that we hear from P2, and it's always a charm and a half to have him with us. All right, folks. We have 3 more categories left. The next category has a special presentation from someone who may or may not have been high at the time.
You guys, it's your friend, your pal, your friend's homie, 920so. I'm a washed up streamer who's been a fan of the channel for a very long time. Best Narrative. And the nominees are... Claire Obscure Expedition 33. The First Berserker Kazan. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Mafia: The Old Country. Dispatch. And the winner is...
Tied for the most votes this year with Donkey Kong Bonanza before, it's Claire Obscure Expedition 33 to take the win in the Best Narrative category. That's right, 10 votes for Claire Obscure, absolutely smashing the rest of the competition. Tied for second place was Dispatch and The First Berserker Kazan. And also tied for third place was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Mafia: The Old Country. I think Claire Obscure absolutely deserves the win on this one. Definitely one of the best stories of the year. One of the most unique stories of the year as well. Definitely a very good narrative adventure there. Kind of a weird one was First Berserker Kazan, but it did have more story than any other Souls game that we have played or we have seen in quite some time. So very much enjoy that being on there. Dispatch, also very good story. What else to say about that one? Just a very good story there. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, also good story. Mafia: Old Country, good story as well. Just maybe a bit... something we've already seen. It's something we already seen. So I think that the right winner won here, of course. And that only leaves 2 more categories, folks. And you know what? For this next category, I decided to get someone who was in the field working on a game. Let's see who it was.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, Yemmy, for bringing me on the show for the Ferret Awards. So, if you don't know me, my name is Pneumatics. I'm a game developer, but you may also know me on YouTube or on Twitch if you had an extra X at the end. The category I'm presenting is Best Indie Game, and the nominees are Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Ball X Pit. The Precinct. Wonder Stop.
And 9 Kings. This was my fault.
And the winner is...
This is another giant upset, folks, because Ball X Pit beat Claire Obscure Expedition 33 by 1 point. 1 point. This is why your votes matter, people. 1 point difference between these 2 games. And yes, I do apologize to Pneumatics. I forgot to put the last game onto his list of in the category, so that is my fault. I take full responsibility for that. But yes, Ball X Pit 7 points, winning over the second place Claire Obscure Expedition 33 with 6 votes, and in third place was Wander Stop with 2 votes, and in fourth place was 9 Kings with 1 vote. But yes, Ball X Pit takes the win in the best indie game category, which is kind of crazy. And maybe it's because of the slight controversy surrounding Expedition 33 that happened these past couple weeks. I don't know. I let you guys vote, and this is what you all decided. So I'm clean here. I'm clean here. If anyone's upset, this is not my fault. This is not my fault. But a very good win for Ball Pit, and I would say, I mean, if I was behind Claire Obscure, I would say weird loss here, because Claire Obscure has won in the best indie category for a lot of different awards show. But yeah, Ball X Pit taking the win here, and you know what? What can I say? I love my balls. And I'm actually very surprised at the win there. But hey, it's the Ferret Awards. Sometimes it's a bit kooky and a bit crazy. And this year kind of shows that. There was not one game that dominated this year, but there was one game that won in this next category that you probably expect. So let's go ahead and move on to the final category, the final nominees for the Game Award, for the Ferret Awards this year. And that is the Game of the Year. Take it away, past me. Here are your nominees for Game of the Year. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Doom, The Dark Ages. Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2. Dispatch. Master of Command. And the winner is This one won't shock you. The winner was Claire Obscure Expedition 33, taking home the win this year for Game of the Year at the Ferret Awards. And maybe it didn't win Best Indie because maybe people don't really see it as an indie. But it did definitely win the Best Game of the Year, which had 8 votes on this one. 8 votes for Claire Obscure, 4 votes for Doom the Dark Ages in second place, 2 votes for Dispatch in third, and tied for last place was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Master of Command. So I would say this was a great year for video games. I kind of figured what was going to win Game of the Year for the Ferret Awards this year, but it wasn't as much of a clean sweep as people expected and as I expected. There was a lot of different winners in here, which is great to see because I think that a lot of these games deserve their flowers. And even though Claire Obscure is a very good game, it won Game of the Year, it didn't sweep the categories like everyone was thinking. Now, I can't say, Astrobot last year, that was, absolute cinema. But this year, yeah, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 wins Game of the Year. And, good choice by y'all. Good choice indeed. A very good category as well. Lots of good games in there, too. So, let's go ahead and run through all of the winners here and let me know if there is a specific category that you thought got robbed or if there's a category that you were most surprised about. Let me know. Anything like that. So I'm going to run through these real quick. Game of the Year, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Best Indie Game, Ball X Pit. Best Narrative, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Best Performance by an actor or actress went to Aaron Paul in Dispatch. Best Visuals and Graphics went to Hollow Knight Silksong. Most Unique Experience went to Blue Prince. The Game That Left You Speechless went to Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Best Audio Design went to Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. Best Soundtrack went to Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Best Single Song went to Clear Blue Sky from Liza P. Overture. Best Multiplayer went to Elden Ring Night Rain. Best Combat went to Hades 2. Best Gameplay went to Doom the Dark Ages. Best Action Adventure Game went to Hollow Knight Silksong. Best RPG went to Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Best Platformer went to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best Roguelike or Roguelite went to Hades 2. Best Sports Game went to Mario Kart World. Best Shooter Game went to Battlefield 6. Best Strategy or Puzzle Game went to Blue Prince. Best Early Access Game went to Peak. Best Remaster or Remake went to Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Best DLC went to Liza P. Overture. Worst Game of the Year went to Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The Still Playing Award went to Pokémon TCG Pocket. Favorite game that Yemmy the Ferret streamed in 2025 went to Red Dead Redemption 2. And the favorite Twitch clip from 2025 went to We All Soiled Our Undies. Let's give it up for all of the winners here today and also all of the nominees. Because I think there was a lot of great games this year. It was a very good year for gaming, and it just keeps coming too. It just keeps coming. These 2025 games were so good, and 2026 is pretty much starting with its foot on the gas pedal. We have big games coming in January and February this year, so it's going to be another. I feel like it's going to be another stacked year, and it's probably going to be another year where the awards are going to be very mixed. So. Yeah, very, very, very much a big thank you to everyone who presented at the awards show this year. Appreciate your time and effort. Also, thank you to everyone who nominated games and everyone who voted on the Ferret Awards as well. I appreciate you all so much. And also, big thank you to ReactBot for being here today as well. We're going to record the rest of the podcast here very soon. But first, any comments or anything like that about the award show this year, let me know. The winners, the losers. I think there was some big upsets here, especially with the 1 point difference with 2 of the categories. I mean, that's just how much your vote matters in these things, especially with a smaller award show like mine. Every vote matters, and everyone who fills out a form matters. So, anything can win. Really, honestly, anything can win here. Very much appreciate you all for being here in the live chat as well, of course. Do you leave ties alone if they happen? Usually I have a tiebreaker account that breaks the tie with a wheel spin. This year I did not need to do that. There was no tiebreaker account needed because all the categories had clear winners. So there you go. Nomad Eric, I hope you're doing well today, even though I've been at the gym, so I missed the notification. No problem, Nomad, no problem at all. You did a great job on your presentation. Everyone really loved it. So the rest of the podcast here, we're going to go through my gaming pickups from December 2025, and then don't forget I will be combining all of my pickup segments together for a video later in January. Next week is the clip compilation. I'll be putting that out probably on Wednesday or so. The top 10 competition is going to start. The information for that is going to be put out on Monday this week, and the period for that will be about a week and a half, maybe a little bit more.
Let's go.
And the top 10 list will be put out on the 17th this month. So keep your eyes open for that. Monday will most likely be the day that I put out the information for that. This year, I will be honest, was a hard year for my top 10 list. There was a lot of great games. And every year I do this, but I'm going to do it right now live. Every year I do this, I go through every single game that I played in the year from this year. Just so if you haven't been paying attention, or if maybe this is your first episode that you're listening to in a while, you kind of know what I've played. So let's go through this list. Some of these games I have not finished. Some of them most of them I have finished. But the games that I played this year in 2025 are Beyond Citadel, Cruel, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Orcs Must Die Death Trap, Tyrant's Realm, Sniper Elite Resistance, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Rift of the Necrodancer, Fly Knight, Ropuka's Island Adventure, Civ 7, Avowed, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection, Split Fiction, Frag Punk, Wanderstop, Assassin's Creed Shadows, 33 Immortals, The First Berserker Kazan, Spilled, Breakout Beyond, South of Midnight, Blue Prince, Claire Obscure X-Men 33, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Captain Blood, Revenge of the Savage Planet, To a T, Doom the Dark Ages, Elden Ring Night Rain, Mario Kart World, Nintendo Welcome Tour, Fast Fusion, Rematch, Peak, Death Strain 2 on the Beach, Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, Ruffian the Riverside, Warm Monkey, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, FBC Firebreak, EA Sports College Football 26, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Wheel World, Time Flies, Killing Floor 3, Earth Ion, Is This Seat Taken? Battlefield 6, Mafia the Old Country, Sword of the Sea, Gears of War Reloaded, Hollow Knight Silksong, Chronos the New Dawn, Borderlands 4, Dying Light The Beast, Clover Pit, Ball X Pit, Pokemon Legends ZA, The Midnight Walk, The Seance of Blake Manor, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, King of Meat, Dispatch, Kirby Air Riders, SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide, EA Sports Madden NFL 26, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Marvel's Cosmic Invaders, and Routine, whereas the last game that I played that I talked about on the podcast that came out in 2025, but also you can add to the list Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and Arc Raiders. So those are 2 more games that I played this year. But I haven't talked about them yet because I'm going to talk about them after the first segment or the next segment of the podcast. So if you want to know the numbers this year, I beat 144 games this year. I obviously played more, but I feel like I beat a lot of the games that I set out to beat from 2025, and I'm very happy about that. I also did my goal of playing and finishing more long games, you know, with Pokemon Sword, Red Dead Redemption 2, Kingdom Come, etc. Like, I actually set forth, beat the games, and got all the way through them, and I'm very happy about that. There's so many years that I start to play a game, and it's a long game, and I fall off of it, or I stop playing it for whatever reason. But this year, my main goal was to... Or I'm sorry, last year, 2025, was my main goal was to finish longer games, and I think I accomplished that. My goal for this year is to play a game from every platform that I have a console, or every platform I have. I'm hoping to try and get a game finished from every single platform, because there's a lot of platforms like the VR stuff that I didn't even touch this year. So I feel like I should probably do that. I should probably use all of my various devices. Anywho, let's go ahead and show off my gaming pickups from December 2025, the final one of the year. Let me go pick those up right now. All right. So, I have some games here. Some of them are new, some of them are older, but I bought them for the first time. And we have some games that I streamed this past month that I have physical copies of. We're going to start with the games that I streamed this past month that I did not... now, there is a caveat here. I have not been showing off games that I streamed that I already showed off on this part of the show. So if you go, oh, you didn't show off Advanced Warfare, that's because I already showed off Advanced Warfare earlier this year, or in one of the other past showing off videos. So we're going to start off with the games that I streamed this month. Now, obviously, Call of December is over, but we did stream Call of Duty Ghosts. This is the PS4 upgradable version, and I am missing the disc. I don't know what happened to the disc. I have no clue. The other half doesn't know. I checked all of my consoles, and it just was not there. So Call of Duty Ghosts, I don't have the disc, but I do have the case. And I did use the code for Call of Duty Ghosts to be playable on the PS4, which is how we played it digitally on the PS5. But there you go, Call of Duty Ghosts. Next up, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, or MW3. Ooh, this is my original copy from back in the day. I bought an Xbox 360 version and a PS3 version. The Xbox 360 version was sold, but I kept the Modern Warfare 3 version. I talked about this game last episode, so if you want my thoughts on that, there you go. Next up, the final game that I have physically that we streamed this past week that was unique, or this past month that was unique, Call of Duty Vanguard. This one sucked donkey balls, but it wasn't as bad as some of the games that we're going to talk about today. But there you go. I have this game physically in my collection. Oh, boy. All right, we have some new games here. Some new games that either I bought or were given to me for Christmas. The first one is the scathing review that I gave it, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Of course, I bought this physically on the Nintendo Switch 2. After this, I will be putting it on my shelf, and I most likely will not think of it again. But Metroid Prime 4, there you go, physically right there. This is one that I'm planning on playing on the stream soon. That is Yuka Replay-E. I finally got the physical edition. It was a bit of a staggered release. They did the digital and now the physical version. But apparently this game is 100% fixed, and I'm very excited to try it out again, because I did try to play it again, a couple of months ago, or actually it was probably last year, right, for a Bunger month. I think someone suggested it. And yeah, I just really couldn't get into it. But hopefully with this version of the game, the remastered or remade version, we can get into it and enjoy it. So I'm actually pretty excited to crack this open and play that this coming year. Or, well, this year. Also, another game that I'm planning on streaming some of these titles on the channel. The physical version of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection came out. This includes a bunch of games from the classic collection of Mortal Kombat experiences. This is also available digitally. It's been available digitally for quite some time. But the physical version, I got this directly from Atari. So that's pretty cool. And there's the logo right there, Atari. Yeah. But doesn't feel like there's much to this. Might just be a game inside the case. I don't know, but it has a slipcover. You know me, I kind of don't like slipcovers, but I keep them on because they are a part of the whole case as a whole. And then here was the game that was gifted to me for Christmas from my Secret Santa, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which I will talk about later in this episode. It was actually a pretty fun time unboxing this because there's a poster in here, which is a pretty nice poster, and then there's free DLC for the Sonic the Werehog, which is actually pretty fun skin. But yeah, there you go, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds right there. All right. Now I have some older games that I bought to add to the collection here. We're going to start off with some Switch games, which I bought from a buy two, get one free at GameStop. So I bought these online. I wasn't in the store, and I definitely would not have picked up these games if I knew that they were in this condition. But at least the cartridges are in here, so that's fine. First up, we have Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break. This is the third of the Rock of Ages games that I have not played. And yeah, like I said, at least it has everything inside of it. Has the game in there, but the case is worse for wear. There's like scratch marks and stuff on the front here. So, you know, not my favorite thing ever. And of course, if you buy something from GameStop online, you never know if it's going to come into a case or not, in a real case or not. So I officially have two GameStop cases that are going to go on my shelf. One is for Fast and Furious Spy Racers. Ooh boy, you gotta love it, folks. You gotta love it. I freaking hate that this is like this, but it is what it is. So, you know, there's that. And then also, I bought both of these games for like future meme games to play on the channel. The next one is JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party. And once again, it's in a stupid ass, GameStop case. And it doesn't even have like any inserts in it, but the game is in there. So either I'll find the real cases for these, or I'll just forget about it. But yeah, I always have trepidations when buying from GameStop online, and this is a big one. Not getting an actual case is a bit of a doo-doo feces scenario. I'm going to turn on some background music so that my headset doesn't shut off during stream. I'll be able to edit it out of the final product. All right, I have some games that I got from... Well, actually, I have one game I got from eBay, and this is Paper Mario Sticker Star on the 3DS. This is the last Paper Mario game that I needed to get to finish off the collection of Paper Mario games, minus the original one that is on the N64. The manual is in worse for wear condition, but the rest of it is very nice. So Paper Mario Sticker Star on the 3DS. These next two games I got from a local library sale for about $1 each. The first one is a Wii U game, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. Ooh, Ninja Gaiden 3 on the Wii U. Probably a fantastic experience. And then the other game that I picked up, which was going to be a game I played during Call of December, if it got to that, was the Wii version of Black Ops. And that's right. Complete with woods on the back. So eventually down the road we'll probably play this just because the Wii version of Call of Duty games is just so funny. You know, it's just so funny to play them. They're like these really downgraded visually style games, and sometimes they're missing missions. But yeah, just a funny little thing there. Call of Duty on the Wii. This one was only $125. And then finally, this was a Christmas gift for my other half. Or actually, no, it was a birthday gift for my other half, but I'm going to add it to my collection because she's done playing it. She said it was a pretty bad game. That's Ford Mustang The Legend Lives, the racing game. Apparently, it was pretty bad, so it's probably just going to go on my shelf for the rest of its life. But there you go. Ford Mustang Racing. And that is it for the games that I got this month. And like I said, there will be a complete video for all of the pickups from 2025 coming out probably next week. or 2 weeks maybe. And we're going to talk about what games have I played this past week. And there's actually some surprises here this week, because there was a few games that I got as a surprise, one being Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and the other one being Arc Raiders. I finally decided to pick it up on sale after Player 2 P2 was like, yeah, it's so good, you gotta play it. We'll talk about that stuff. I'm good, thanks. Came here for the Ferret Awards. I'm doing well. The Ferret Awards, we actually just got done with that. All the winners have been announced. All the videos have been shown for the nominees. But I appreciate you stopping by. I really do. All right, so for Christmas this year, I got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. This is a game that I have been wanting for quite a while, but I just didn't feel like forking over the money for it. It's a $70 game. And I was like, I don't feel like a Sonic racing game is worth the $70. Now, for Black Friday, it was down to like $50, which I was like, that's a great price. But I put it on my Christmas wish list for my Secret Santa. So I said, you know what? I'll hold off buying it because maybe, just maybe, they'll either give me like a Best Buy gift card or they'll buy this game for me. And what do you know? I got the game from my Secret Santa, which I was very appreciative of because this was on the top of my list of games to play, especially because it has gotten a lot of love in the arcade racing community, and I can see why. It's a very fun arcade racer that I honestly think is a little bit, actually I would say a whole point better than Mario Kart World. I feel like Mario Kart World being that $80 price tag and having that barren open world to traverse that just doesn't really give you anything. I think that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds gives you what you want in an arcade racer. And even though Mario Kart World does have everything you want in an arcade racer with the racing and the new like open world that you race through to get to the next track and stuff like that, there is just something so special about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds that you don't really see in other arcade racing experiences. And what this one offers is this Cross Worlds experience where after a lap on one track, you will go through a ring, much like the Sonic movie, and go to a completely different track. And you'll race around that track for a lap and then come back for a third lap on the original track for the race. And it's just a very cool transition for the racetracks. Also, on the third lap, there are different things that happen for that original track, so that's another cool thing there as well. Eventually, the regular tracks can also be swapped out for the special tracks that you go to, the Cross World tracks, and it all just is really cool. I think that the visual and the flair and the visual presentation of this game is very good. The ring coming down, opening up the gateway, you see the next track in front of you, you go through it, and boom, you're there, you're racing on the next track, and you're ready to go. There's also a lot of fun animations in the game. Much like the Mario Kart series, Sonic and his friends will do various animations when someone passes them, but unlike Mario Kart World, this game actually has them sometimes say voice lines to each other as they're racing as well. So if your rival passes you on the track, they'll quip at you with something, or maybe Sonic will say something to that person who passed them up. You know, it's just one of those things that's just a very nice touch in there. And that is the other main thing about this game, is it tells you which racer is going to be your rival. It tells you which racer is going to be the one that's going to be rubber banding to you, and it's going to be the one that you're going to need to watch out for. And even though they do rubber band to you, it's not a terrible rubber band like in Mario Kart 64 or something like that. It's a very natural rubber banding where they gradually catch up to you. So if you find yourself way ahead of your competition, you'll most likely stay way ahead. But there are obviously things that can happen to slow you down, and then they'll catch up to you. So it's not a crazy rubber banding, but it still does happen here and there, at least from what I've played. I really like the various characters in the game. Obviously, they've added in every single Sonic character you can think of, even some of the more obscure ones. And then they have these new updated characters who are joining the roster, like Ichiban from the Like a Dragon series, or Knights from Knights and Dreams. Like, these characters are being added for free. And then there's also the DLC characters being added in, like SpongeBob. And then they also are going to have a Pac-Man pack as well, along with the Minecraft character Steve and whatever. So it's cool that the Sonic racing universe is expanding. Now, I don't think I'm going to shell over money for Minecraft or the SpongeBob DLC packs, but it's a fun little inclusion for people who want those things. And they're not priced too badly. They're like $8, so it's not like terribly priced, but at the same time, I just don't feel like spending the money on these extra characters and tracks and stuff like that, because I think the base game itself is a nice and well done package that makes the game just feel a bit better than what Mario Kart World has to offer. I mean, everything in here is tight knit. There's no fluff. There's no like, oh, why is this in here type situation. And it also, I think a $60 price tag would have been a fairer price tag for this game in general. It's $70 if there's no sale going on, but if there is a sale going on for like $60 or $50, I think it's well worth it for that. And I think I said the same kind of thing for Mario Kart World, where it's like the $80 price tag for Mario Kart World. It's a bit pricey for a game like that, and the content in the game is not super crazy. So like getting Mario Kart World for $60 is a steal. Same thing here, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's a great package, and I think that everything in the package is a great value. But also at the same time, I think that $70 is $10 too much for this experience. So if you can get it on sale, or if you have a gift card, I would definitely recommend picking this up for like $10 or even $15 less, because I think that's where the sweet spot is for this game personally. So the racing in the game feels really good. I really enjoy the boosted start. It's a little bit different from other racing games. So there's a countdown as usual to start the race, and you start holding down the button. But every vehicle has a different hold down section. So if you're using a hoverboard, or if you're using a speed style car, acceleration style car, or a power type car, or whatever type car it is, the meter that fills to your boost goes at a different speed for every vehicle. So you got to really pay attention to what car you're racing as, what character you're racing as, because it's all factor into your boosted start. And you want to hit it on the sweet spot. There's a light green part that you want to hit it on. It's a little bit skinny with a regular green section around it, and then red on the outsides. You definitely don't want to get red, because you'll stall out from the get-go and be way behind. Luckily, though, there are ways to catch up in this game with the items in the game. There's the regular affair like boosts, and like these fists that punch forward, much like red shells or green shells. But then they also have some unique things for Sonic. There's the Sonic Frontiers like zip, or maybe it's more like it's Sonic Colors. I'm sorry, the Sonic Colors blue zip, where you'll get like these points on the track and you'll zip to them. That's a very good one. There's also these red rings that'll appear above the players' heads that you can throw out, and those will include either a dark chow that gives them or gives you an item. It'll be like a slime that comes down and covers the car with slime, and then if you're the player, you have to like spin the joystick to get it off, which is really annoying. Or if you're in first or second place, a weight comes out and smashes your car. And this is like one of the most detrimental things in the game. It smashes your car, and it just flattens you out for a couple of seconds, and it makes you go really slow. It allows you not to be able to drift or anything like that. And if that happens at the wrong time, you can cascade off of a jump and fall down to your death or whatever. So you can there are ways to get Mario Karted in this game. Don't get me wrong. There's also like this giant ghost that'll appear that you can send out. It's almost like the blue shell, but instead of it just targeting the first place person, it'll line up with the first place person and do a fire attack that actually burns burns a section of the track. So you can actually take out like the first, second, and third player and anyone else who runs into the fire that's lingering. So I think it's a bit more of a fair thing, instead of it just being a blue shell that goes right for the first person and that's pretty much it. It actually hits multiple of the players in the lead. So if you are in the lead and you get hit by the fire ghost, It's not as detrimental as a blue shell hitting you at the end of the game in like a Mario Kart game. And there are ways to negate these things. There's an item that is a tornado that appears around you. This will block incoming and projectiles and attack and knock out the opponents around you. It pretty much can stop anything besides from the ghost. And there's also an invincibility shield, of course, that kind of looks like the Hyrule Legend of Zelda shield, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. And essentially it makes you invincible. So you definitely want to hold on to that if you're in the lead or in one of the lead positions. How are you doing today, Megaldur? You missed the Ferret Awards show, but we are doing the regular podcast recording now, so you haven't missed the whole thing. What else to say about the game? Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. The music in this game is fantastic, on par with other arcade racing games like Mario Kart and stuff like that. I think it's a very fun soundtrack. It harkens back to a lot of the songs from past games, but they're remixed and stuff like that. Also, the track layouts in this game are also very cool, featuring levels from various points in the Sonic franchise, and I think that's also very, very cool. There's tracks based on the original games. There's tracks based on Sonic Colors, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Even there's an Egyptian style level. So there's all these tracks that are inspired by various Sonic experiences. So if Sonic Frontiers is a celebration of 3D Sonic, and Sonic Origins or Generations, Sonic Generations is a celebration of 2D Sonic, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a celebration of all things Sonic, everything Sonic, from side characters to side games to main games to all these different things. And that goes for also the characters. The character right here, which is Jet, he is from the hoverboard racing games. They actually have a couple characters from those hoverboard racing games, which is something that you don't really see anymore. And then they also even have custom characters from Sonic Forces that you could make are in the game, as well as like the crowd and stuff like that, which is also very bizarre, but also very cool as well. They even the games that were reviewed poorly get some representation here, which is also very cool. So all in all, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is quite a fun time. I really enjoyed my time with it. I'm not 100% completed with it, but I have raced on the Supersonic mode and the like fast mode as well. So there's 4 different styles for races plus a 5th bonus one. So there's like a slow mode, which is like your 50cc. There's a fast mode, which is like your 100cc, and then there's like a Sonic mode, which is like 150cc, and then there's Supersonic mode, which is like 200cc. And then there's also a mirror mode as well, which is the bonus that you get for completing all the Grand Prix at least once. And there's I think there's 7 Grand Prix in total in the game, and they take quite a little while to complete them because the tracks do they are a bit longer, some of the tracks. And of course, if you go into the Cross Worlds, it depends on what track you get, but sometimes it's a long segment for that too. So these races aren't like really quick races. The Grand Prix, they take a little while to get through. And also at the there's 3 main courses, and then the 4th course is a combination of all those 3 courses. So you have to race through all those 3 courses again. But it's actually a pretty fun time. It's not annoying or boring to race through all the tracks again. It actually feels pretty fresh, refreshing. So I really, really found myself enjoying this game, and I'm definitely going to play more of it as in the future, of course. But as of right now, I feel confident. I finished all the Grand Prix. I raced on Supersonic mode. It was crazy and amazing. And I also forgot to mention that there's customization you can do to your vehicles. You actually make your own vehicles out of pieces and parts, and you can also add upgrades to your character with the gadget slots. You can have your drift meter fill up faster. You could have your tricks you can do in midair. You can do more of those faster. There's also gadgets for giving you specific items more often. There's other gadgets for like increasing your speed by a percentage or your acceleration and stuff like that. So if you do use a power character with a speed vehicle, you can have your acceleration be boosted with an acceleration gear spot. So there's all like sorts of things for customizing your experience as well, which I very much appreciate too. And this all just leads me to saying that I think Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a better experience than Mario Racing Worlds Mario Kart World. And it's just one of those things where I think the package here is it's a better package. I think it has more to offer the player, and I think that in general it definitely is the better arcade racing experience over Mario Kart World. And even though I enjoyed Mario Kart World, I did not see myself playing that anymore after I had finished the Grand Prix for that and the Knockout Tour mode and playing online. Like, even though that stuff is fun, that open world really brings down Mario Kart World for me personally, because there's just nothing to do in that open world, and the things you can do are just not as fun as I was hoping they were going to be. And I love the Knockout Tour mode in that game. I love the way they set up the Grand Prix, and I enjoy the online. It's very chaotic, but there's something about Sonic Racing Cross World that just in general is a better package, and it just fits the arcade racing genre a bit better than what Mario Kart World does from 2025. So in general, definitely recommend this one. I give it a thumbs up here. I'm not completely done with it, but I did finish it enough to get a credits roll on it after all the Grand Prix, and I did race and do some time trials. So right now I'm marking it as finished. It was one of the last games I finished in 2025, and I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. So I know we didn't play a ton of Arc Raiders, but I feel like I got the main gist of the game down. I just wanted to mention that Greedy Waffles and we did end up getting Arc Raiders on sale. It was on sale for like $30. And this is not a game that I feel like I would pick up unless it got a lot of high praises from people who I am friends with and I respect. And Player 2P2 came to me after sending me the best performance presentation audio, and he said, I have been playing Arc Raiders like mad, and you should definitely pick it up on sale. It is a great experience. And I said, well, it's not really my type of game, you know. It's an extraction, looter, shooter. It's a PvPvE type game. But at the end of the day, I've always said this, and I've always been true to this. Every genre deserves multiple chances. And even though maybe I didn't enjoy some of the other extraction shooter experiences that I've played in the past, this is definitely one that I feel like it's gotten enough fanfare this year. It's run the gambit for controversy and positivity. And I said, you know what? It's on sale for $10 off. Might as well pick it up. Let Greedy Waffles know that I am picking it up, and check it out. See if it's something worth playing for multiple hours. And what we played, I thought, was very fun. The game is obviously a third-person shooter, where the goal is to scavenge the area that you're in, and bring back the rare stuff that you find. And that's kind of like the baseline, like what you need to do here, right? You go into the world, you crack open containers, you loot places that are on the map, and you try and either get away from the little robot guys, the arcs, that are roaming around, or you engage them in combat. The first area is not going to have anything super difficult. I think the hardest thing is like this big missile launching hovercraft that comes around every so often, which we died to one time, unfortunately. But the most part, the little robot guys, there's like these ball guys who roll at you really fast and explode. There's flame-throwing versions of those as well that shoot flamethrower shots at you. And there's also like smaller recon drones, I'll call them, that have like light ammunition and light guns on them that shoot you. And that's part of like the PvE, right? The arcs are against everyone. They don't play favorites. And so if you go into like a high value area, you're gonna find more arc robots guarding the place. Sometimes the big missile launcher guy will come around and try and shoot at you as well. But yeah, the main goal is to go into the high value areas, grab the high value stuff, the rares and the uncommons and whatever else you need to craft things in your home base, and then extract. And you extract by going into these bunker type elevators that bring you down below the earth. and allows you to upgrade your character with perk points, upgrade your items with the crafting table, craft new tables and items with the crafting mechanic as well. And then there's also this like little chicken who will find things for you, like scrap and stuff like that, common scrap. He'll find stuff for you while you're out and about. And I believe that's like an every like minute type thing. He'll grab like one scrap or one item every minute. So you get a lot of stuff going on in there. Personally, I find the game feels very good to play. I think in general, like, it's a cool vibe as well, with like these kind of pieced together guns and weapons and stuff like that. Also, the whole idea of finding stuff in the map and looting it is a fun thing. I mean, I enjoyed it in The Division, and I'm enjoying it here almost in the same way, where it's like still a little bit on edge because of the PvP aspect of it, but also having a good time just finding something. Like, I found a purple shotgun in one of the areas, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. A purple shotgun, that's like one of the higher rarities. And, you're a little bit on edge while, going through the rest of the map and getting to an extraction point because you have this rare item on you. The nice thing is that they give you a protected pocket in this game where if you die or if you get knocked out or if another player kills you, you can keep that item on you. So you'll want to put the high rarity thing right there, whether it be a purple gun or a blueprint that you find or a key card you might find. You want to make sure you put those in your protected pocket, so if you die, another player won't steal those from you, or if an arc kills you, another player won't be able to find those items on you and take them for themselves. So I think that's a very nice idea. I hope that there's an upgrade to expand the pocket eventually down the road. But as it stands, like, not a lot of games have this like protected item they can keep even if you die. Even all the way back to the Division, you didn't have that type of thing going on. I feel like the player base in Arc Raiders, from what we've only met a couple, like I think 2 people in the game so far in this first area. They seem to be playing it conservatively. I talked to one person in the game, said hello, and hey, we're not here to cause trouble. And they pretty much like saw us. They flashed their flashlight at us to like acknowledge that they know that we're there, and they ran out of the building and extracted. So thankfully we didn't get into a gunfight with them. But I can see later on in the harder areas and the areas that are more have more rare items, I could see someone having the idea to take us on or shoot us or whatever. And that's just the thing about extraction shooters, especially when they're PvPvE, is the fact that you're always going to be on that little bit of edge of like, is this person going to attack me? Is this person going to help me? Does this person want to trade items? Like, there's always going to be that little thing in the back of your mind, like, well, I hope that they're friendly. I hope that they don't attack me, because already the arcs themselves are pretty dangerous, especially the ones that have the missile launchers on them. So the fact that you need to also worry about the regular players as well is a part of the whole idea of an extraction looter shooter. And so far, it's not been frustrating. It's just kind of been a fun, chill time, but I can definitely see that starting to change as we get into the harder areas. But as of right now, the first area, it's pretty cool. It's got a pretty nice layout. It has a pretty nice variety of locations to explore. And I do like the idea of the game and the crafting mechanics. The one thing I don't like about the game is this use of like AI voices in there. It's not as noticeable as I was expecting it to be, but you can still kind of tell that they're AI voices for some of the characters in the game. And I understand that, the actors who voice the characters were paid for their likeliness. I get it. But also at the same time, like, yeah, it's still kind of like a lazy thing to just have AI voices voice some of the characters in the game. But the main crux of the gameplay is not interacting with the characters, it's interacting with the open world that you are exploring. So I can kind of forgive it a little bit for that, simply because it's not a main part of the game. It's just some of the game, but the main part of the game is exploring the area, finding the items, crafting items, etc., etc. So far we've only died one time, which, fingers crossed we never die again, but I know that's not going to happen. But there has been some fun times in the game so far, and I'm excited to get back into the game eventually when I have time to play, because it is actually pretty fun. And I do wish that, I guess I don't wish, But I do think that maybe I should have picked this game up a little bit earlier in the year when it did come out, because it did get a lot of pomp and circumstance when it released, and it still is. And I think that the idea, like the way that people were acting about the game, kind of threw me off a little bit. Like just how vehemently they were like, "It should be game of the year. It's the best game of the year." Blah blah blah. Like all those content creators and stuff like that downplaying what other games came out this year, because apparently Arc Raiders is supposedly the game of the year for them, and that's fine. But at the same time, like the vitriol around the Arc Raiders was a bit unsettling, and also just the fact that there are the AI voices in here was also kind of pulling me away from it as well. But I am glad that we picked it up eventually, and I'm sure we'll play it throughout the next couple of months, maybe, hopefully, and get our play time in, and I'll come back next week with more thoughts about this. But as of right now, I am giving it a thumbs up. I'm saying, hey, yeah, it's actually a pretty good extraction looter shooter. It's not something that I normally play, but I do like to expand my horizons constantly. And this is one of those games where it's like, yeah, I mean, I picked it up and I'm not regretting it. So that's a good thing right there. So yeah, Arc Raiders right now, first impressions, giving it a thumbs up and saying, yeah, maybe I would recommend this one if you like these kind of games, or if you're looking for something maybe a little bit different in the genre. All right, so we're going to move on to some games that I've been streaming this past week, and we did finally finish up Call of December. We didn't finish it up completely. There is still one game that I'm playing right now, and I am planning on playing a couple more of the Call of Duty games I have left throughout this next year as well. But Greedy Waffles and I played Black Ops 3 on stream this past week, and oh boy, was this just a rotten, terrible experience. I think that Black Ops 3, much like I mentioned during the worst games of the year part of the Ferret Awards, I am so surprised that the Black Ops series is such trash. Like Black Ops 1 and 2, classic games. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, garbage. Almost utter garbage. And the only shining light in the middle of this garbage pile is Cold War, which I thought was actually pretty good. So yeah, Black Ops 3 was one of the games that we played this past week. It has the co-op campaign, which is a nice addition, but also at the same time, the campaign itself just has a really dumb story. The characters and voice acting, the voice acting is just awful in this game. I think that's like one of the worst voice acted games in the Call of Duty series. Also at the same time, like the level design is very boring and mundane. I think there was one level in this game that I enjoyed, which was the one where I think Cairo or wherever you're at is being attacked, and you have to like defend this area with the rail spikes. That was like the only level that I thought was fun in the game. Everything else here is just utter trash. It's just garbage. It's just a really bad game. Now, it's not as bad, I would say, even though I rated it the same as Black Ops 7, it's not as bad as Black Ops 7, because I think the multiplayer in this game is really good, and I think the zombies in this game is really good too, but I'm just judging this based off of the campaign, and based on just the campaign alone, it is a 1 out of 5. It is a really bad campaign experience. If we're talking about the whole package, it's probably more like a 3 out of 5, which does put it ahead of Black Ops 7. But since this is just the campaign itself is a 1 out of 5. Now, if you want to know what the Black Ops 7 campaign is, I would probably give the Black Ops 7 campaign a 0.5 out of 5, because that is just utter garbage. Like, even more garbage than this. So there's that. But yeah, Black Ops 3, the campaign itself, just bad story, bad level design, bullet sponge enemies here and there. Just like everything I don't want in a Call of Duty campaign is just right here. Just really dumb story, really badly written characters, badly voiced characters, just level design that is not fun at all. Just something that I would recommend to stay away from. If you're a person who enjoys Call of Duty nowadays, this is not one that I don't think anyone's going to enjoy this campaign. But the multiplayer, fun. The zombies mode, good. Like actually good zombies mode in this game. But yeah, the campaign is just something that I will not put on my worst enemy. Like I would not have them play this. Like strapped into the chair, I would rather them play anything else besides from Black Ops 3. Oh yeah, I gave this a D tier, by the way. Gave it a D tier. On top of that, I also played for a stream Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is the multiplayer only experience It has zombies, multiplayer, and it has a battle royale mode called Dead. What's it called? I don't even remember what it's called. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it's called because it's all garbage. The game feels bad. The game plays bad. They had this mechanic where you have to like inject yourself with a stim to heal during combat, which could be an interesting trade-off for the overpowered characters. But at the same time, does it really matter? Like, it's just like this is such a bad experience. Like from the ground up, there's really nothing redeeming about this game other than one zombies map that I think is interesting to play. But the problem is I don't think that this game feels good to play at all. I think the gunplay is very stiff and mundane. I think the character abilities are very dumbed down from what they were in Black Ops 3, and actually worse than what they were in Black Ops 3. And also at the same time, there's no campaign here. There's nothing of sustenance to keep it going after they shut down the servers, because after they shut down servers, you won't be able to access multiplayer. You won't be able to access the Battle Royale mode. You won't be able to access the freaking Zombies mode because it's all server-based. And I wish I could talk more about the Battle Royale mode in this game, but we played one round where I actually could find people to play with, and then after that, I couldn't. There was like no one playing any other game mode besides from like I don't even remember what the game mode was called, but we found one game mode on the Battle Royale mode. So, you know, since there's no campaign attached to this one, I can't really give it a campaign rating. I guess I would give it a 0 for campaign because there's no campaign here. But if we're going to talk about this game as a full package, Black Ops 4 as a full package is a resounding 1 out of 5, and that accounts for everything that this game has to offer. The 1 point comes from the Titanic Zombies map, which is just a cool map. I love I love the Titanic. What can I say? I have a soft spot for the Titanic. But all the other zombie maps, including the Gladiator map and everything else, just really blows chunks in this game. And the multiplayer is not fun. The gunplay is not fun. The weapons are not fun to use. And then the Battle Royale mode is a waste of time. They tried to do a Battle Royale for the first time in this game, and it just did not work. So there you go. Black Ops 4 is an official 1 out of 5, and it is the second F tier of 2025. But luckily, 2025 is over, so I can't add any more F tiers after this game. So that's a good thing, at least. Silver lining. Krista, how you doing today? I don't know what y'all are speaking on because I only play cozy games, but I'm here for in the shadows for emotional support. Thank you so much, Krista. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't play any cozy games this week. It was all action games or racing games. But yeah, this sucks. This truly sucks. Which is funny because I think I have like 80 hours in this game too. I don't know how this happened. There's so many times where I pull up a game on the PlayStation like Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare or whatever, and I go, how the hell did I put 80 hours in this game? How the hell did I put 120 hours in the Black Ops 3? How the hell did I put 80 hours in the Black Ops 4? Like, it's mostly because those were the big games at the time. They were the next best thing for Call of Duty, right? Or quote-unquote next best thing. And, you're playing with your friends, playing with significant other, playing with whoever, and, you just play it because it's the one thing that's being played right now. Yeah, I mean, the Black Ops series as a whole, it's such an odd series because it has two legendary, amazing games with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. It has trash tier games like Black Ops 3, 4, and 7. It has bad games like Black Ops 6, and it has a average game like Cold War. I just don't know what this series is about, and I think it's time for them to retire the Black Ops monk here and just work on something new, because Black Ops in general, I feel like in my heart, is just dead at this point. The games have not been to the standards of the original games, and they keep bringing back these characters for nostalgia. Even Black Ops 3 was like, hey, it's the Battle of the Bulge. Ooh, the Battle of the Bulge. Black Ops 4 even has Woods as like a guy who teaches you how to play the game when you originally boot it up. Like, there's just so much nostalgia bait in all of these Black Ops games since the second game, and it's just like, wow, we could just stop, just stop and move on from this series because it is not good. At least with the Modern Warfare series, you can say that most of the Modern Warfare games are at least good, besides from Modern Warfare 3, which I still need to replay. But like the Modern Warfare series has more legs on it than the Black Ops series at this point. And that's because Infinity Ward took a break from Modern Warfare. They did Ghosts, they did Infinite Warfare, and then they returned with the Modern Warfare reboot. They took a break from Modern Warfare, but Treyarch and the Black Ops series has just been pushing out these Black Ops games all the way since Black Ops 1, and even World at War is considered a Black Ops canonically Black Ops game. So it's just like, we need to take a break from this and do something 180 this whole thing around, right? Because Black Ops as a series just is not working right now. And Black Ops 7 winning worst game of the year just shows you just how far this series has fallen, even more so since Black Ops 3 happened. And at the time, I thought Black Ops 3 was bad too. But at least I had fun with the multiplayer and stuff like that. And then Black Ops 4 came around, and I just it was like, come on. What are we doing here? All right. Let's move on to the final part of the show, which is going to be combined what's in the news and what's coming soon. So let's go ahead and pull up my news articles here. There will not be real-time editing for this one. I'll have to pull up and edit afterwards. Yeah, we have some news articles here. I'm going to rearrange my monitor space here so I can actually look at the news articles while I'm talking about them. Obviously, with it being the last week of the year, news is a little bit slow this week. But we did get some interesting development here from Bloober Team, who recently did Chronos the New Dawn, a very good third-person Resident Evil inspired or Silent Hill inspired sci-fi game, horror game. They are teasing something new coming on their website. They have a countdown for 43, I guess at this point it's like 40 days. So we'll see what that is all about. Now, people are saying it's probably not the Silent Hill remake because there's no branding for Konami on the page. But keep your eyes open because web pages change all the time. This could be a reveal for either DLC for Chronos New Dawn, or we could see the Silent Hill original remake coming from them as well. On their Twitter page, Bloober Team said, "Dare to peek into the darkness," with a very weird-looking word or mangle of words here that probably can be deciphered by someone a little bit smarter than me. But yeah, on their website, they have a countdown right now. And like I said, there's no Konami markings on the page or copyright on the page, but it could just be a build-up to a reveal for either something new for Chronos New Dawn or something Silent Hill related, because they did a good job with that Silent Hill 2 remake, which was 2 years ago now. So yeah, there you go. Something new coming from Bloober Team being teased. Next up, which is something that I would like to show on the screen here, because it is a bit of a visual thing. A game coming from a development studio based in, I believe, Taiwan, is called Sword and Fairy 4 Remake. So it's a remake of a game that came out in 2007 on PC. So Sword and Fairy 4 Remake is officially confirmed for modern consoles and PC. And this game is taking some ideas from Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And I'm going to turn on my desktop here and show you why that is. So right away, as we go into the game here, we're gonna skip forward to some action sequences. You'll see what I'm talking about here. But right here, we have an action scene where the character stands a little bit off to the left. It shows the order of characters on the top right in rectangles. It has the enemy in front of you with a health bar, and you can kind of see what moves you have. There's 4 different moves here. So this looks very similar to Clair Obscur in a lot of ways. And of course, I feel like it's inevitable that we'll get some Clair Obscur likes in the next couple of years, because that game won so many awards and it was so well received. And this is the first of, I'm sure, many games that are going to come out that'll use this style of gameplay with a turn-based system. And also it looks like there's maybe parrying and riposting in there as well. But yeah, as of right now, I mean, the game, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's not like it looks bad, but at the same time, it really is just a almost like a copy-paste version of Clair Obscur, which is a little bit concerning because I would like to see games do their own take on this system. But this really does look like it is just stripped right out of Clair Obscur. And there's even a side-by-side over here on pushsquare.com where they show the screenshot that I was showing before. And if we move over, here is the Clair Obscur screenshot. It is pretty similar. It's zoomed in a little bit more on the character themselves, but for the most part, it looks very similar. Lots of similarities in the style of the combat. So that is just something to keep an eye on in the future. I like I said, I'm sure we'll be seeing lots more Clair Obscur likes with its gameplay style, turn-based with riposting and dodging and whatever. I'm sure we'll see more of these in the future as the year goes on. But as of right now, this is the first one that we're seeing that is pretty much a direct, I want to say rip-off of the Expedition 33 style, like almost entirely. Hey, we'll see. Maybe there'll be more revealed about this game once we see more about it or it gets closer to its release date. But as of right now, this Sword and Fairy 4 remake, I guess if you're a huge fan of Clair Obscur, maybe keep an eye on this one because it looks like it's going to pretty much be Clair Obscur, but anime or whatever you want to call this, more Japanese or whatever. All right, next up. The first gaming showcase of 2026 has already been announced, and it's coming as soon as next week. And that is the New Game Plus Showcase, which is going to be on January 8th, 2026. Going to be streamed at New Game Showcase, all one word, on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So this is a brand new showcase. On their Twitter account, they said, introducing a new type of game showcase, the New Game Plus Showcase. It's creator-led, no paid placements. There's going to be genuine excitement and conversation, exclusive game footage, and interviews. There's going to be 45 games coming to us on January 8th. In a Q&A session, they said the games are curated by the team of creators based solely on their interests in the titles, and they'll be presenting a mix of games from indie to AAA. This year, you can expect new content for games you may or may not have seen before, and a bit of new gameplay and exclusive interviews for the presentation itself. A couple of content creators who I actually don't know are a part of this. They are Jake Lucky, or Lucky, Lulality, Luke Stevens, Blue Thunder, and I Am Rob. These are all people who are a part of this New Game Plus showcase. So I think I'll be checking this out just to see what it is. Like I said, it's on January 8th. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I might even be able to stream it if it's on... Yeah, it's on Thursday, so I'll probably stream it, honestly. If it's something that I'm not interested in, we can always move on to something or whatever we were going to play that day. But I think this is kind of cool that this is a creator-funded game show with no paid placements, and I guess we'll see what's going to be in there. But I am interested to see what's a part of this New Game Plus showcase, and we'll probably be watching that on the channel right here next week. All right, the Pokemon 30th anniversary celebrations are kicking off this year with a new logo for the 30th anniversary, featuring the latest rendition of Pikachu popping out of a Pokeball that is the 0 for 30 and a red 3 next to it. And I guess I'll show this on stream since it's a little bit more visual. But yeah, so it's pretty much Pikachu popping out of the white part of the Pokeball with in the 30th logo. There's a little bit of an animation that plays beforehand if you go to the website, where the old school like fat version of Pikachu is playing around with a ball, and it gets sucked into the ball, and then it pops out, and you go through all the different versions of Pikachu until you finally get to the latest version, which is the like chibi, I guess, kind of looking Pikachu there. But yeah, I mean, this is 30 years of Pokemon, and I mean, this has been around my entire life, which is kind of crazy. I'm actually technically older than Pokemon, so it kind of makes you feel old when these types of things happen. But the celebrations are going to start on February 27th. They're going to share some maybe news or whatever about what they're doing for the rest of the 30th anniversary. It's also been leaked that there is going to be a Pokemon McDonald's collaboration this year again. So scalpers are perking up. They're going to be perking up here. But there's going to be a new kids meal featuring TCG promo cards for the 30th anniversary. It looks like it's going to be filled with maybe some old cards being reprinted or something like that. But of course, this is just a leak, so don't put too much faith into this. But I do believe that the McDonald's Pokemon collab is going to happen sometime later this year. So there you go. Pokemon 30th anniversary celebrations are kicking off with a new logo. Ooh. All right, we have some games revealed for the PlayStation Plus Essential category for PlayStation Plus owners, and the games are Need for Speed Unbound, Disney's Epic Mickey Rebrushed for both PS5 and PS4, and Core Keeper for PS5 and PS4. I think this is a pretty good month for this for the PlayStation Plus service. I already own Need for Speed Unbound, but I think that's a good racing game. It's very stylish. It kind of harkens back to the Underground days, but it's not exactly Underground, so don't go in with that expectation. But it has a cool style to it, very graffiti type style to it. Epic Mickey Rebrushed, I did not buy this game yet. I've been interested in it, but hey, now I don't need to buy it for the outrageous prices that they are selling it for, because it's now available on PlayStation 5 for no extra cost for me. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. I'll add that to my game list of games that I'll stream. And then Core Keeper, this is like it's like a management mining game. I've never played it myself, but I do know that it's like a multiplayer, up to 8 people multiplayer adventure where you mine and build a base and stuff like that. So could be pretty fun for people who have a group of friends who like these types of games. Maybe it's a bit of a cozy game. I don't know. Core Keeper could be cozy. I don't know. You let me know. But yeah, in general, good month there for PlayStation Plus in January. Good first month for PlayStation Plus. And these games will be available on January 6th to download and play, which is the first Tuesday of the month. All right, we have 3 games that are shutting down in January this month. Now, we already know about Anthem shutting down on January 12th, but there's also 2 other games shutting down this month. One of them is called Warlander, which is shutting down on January 20th. The other one is NBA Live 19, which is shutting down on January 30th. So if you want to play any of those, either 3 of those games, make sure you do that before they're all shut down in January. Personally, I think that Anthem just deserves to be shut down at this point. It's just not a good game. But also, why couldn't they make the game have an offline mode? I don't know. In any question and answer that they do, they always say, well, it was designed to be online only. It's like, so? You can put repeating quests. You can turn off the servers and let the player just roam the open world. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. But at the end of the day, they're not going to make money from it. So, of course, they're not going to put the effort into changing that up. But I believe that Warlander and NBA Live will still be playable. Just the online features will be offline. And once again, I don't know what Warlander is. It looks like maybe a medieval third-person action game. I'm just looking at some quick screenshots here. And it's a MOBA RPG hack and slash. So maybe when the online is turned off on this game, it will be unplayable. But at least with NBA Jam, there's still an offline mode on that one that you can play. And finally for today, we have 5 games leaving Xbox Game Pass on January 15th. And some of these games are a bit big of games. So we have Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. This was a day 1 Game Pass game. It's a Souls-like shooter action adventure game. I did not play too much of it because I didn't really like the feel of the game. But that is coming offline not offline, but coming down from Game Pass on January 15th. Also, Neon White. This is a game that I highly recommend you play if you have Game Pass. Neon White is a fast-paced shooter game. It's just such a cool experience. I really loved every bit of it. Then also, Road 96, a narrative adventure game, kind of like a choose-your-own adventure game. The Ascent, which is a top-down shooting game. And then The Grinch Christmas Adventures is being taken down from Game Pass on January 15th. The Grinch Christmas Adventures is a game that I was thinking of playing in December before I had the idea to do Call of December. But yeah, that's coming offline. This is like a side-scrolling platformer game. I think it's pretty shit tier, much like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer game that came out recently. But yeah, the Grinch Christmas Adventures, along with The Ascent, Road 96, Neon White, and Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, all going off of Game Pass on January 15th. So make sure you pick that or play those if you want to. No problem, Greedy Waffles. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your lunch. Appreciate you sticking around and presenting an award for the show. Okay. So, I mean, that is pretty much the end of the podcast episode. I very much appreciate everyone for coming by to the award show. I appreciate everyone for sticking around for the podcast segment here of the podcast, a live recording. Really do appreciate that. I'm going to switch over and play Modern Warfare 2 for the rest of the stream here. We're going to see if we can finish it up today. I think I only have like 4 or so levels left. Yeah, maybe we'll be able to finish that and make it the first game that I finished in 2026. We'll have to wait and see, though, as we get to that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for listening. We stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays on Twitch, twitch.tv/YemmyTheFerret. I also do another podcast called Film Freaks with a Z. We talk about movies. The most recent episode is about Wake Up Dead Man, right? Yeah, Wake Up Dead Man. The next episode is going to be about Twilight with a special guest, so make sure you check that out. Also, this podcast releases every week on Mondays, so if you want to check out the podcast, I am over 300 episodes on this podcast and going strong. So next week I'll upload this live stream on Monday to the podcast platforms, and then we'll go with a regular schedule there. Also, the top 10 games contest will be starting up soon, so keep an eye out for that in the Discord as well. Lots of fun prizes to be had there too. Okay, folks, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. We're going to transition over to a video game. Yes, on the live stream. But thank you if you're here for the podcast. Do appreciate you. The Ferret 64 podcast is owned and edited by Yemmy the Ferret. Sound clips included during the podcast were made by Yemmy the Ferret. The Ferret 64 logo was made by Player2P2. The intro and outro music was made by Gail Laliot on Fiverr. News sources include PushSquare.com, NintendoLife.com, and PureXbox.com. All opinions are my own. Thank you for listening.